Earlier this year, we traveled to Jakarta, Indonesia, and had a 12-hour-long layover in Istanbul. But instead of wandering around the airport for half a day, sleep-deprived like zombies, we really wanted to hang out at an airport lounge where we could get free food and drinks and even nap. This is the IGA lounge in Istanbul, but to our horror, it cost 85 euros plus tax for just 4 hours of use. And that's about $150 Canadian per person, so for 2 people, that's $300. But unfortunately, that is how much good airport lounges cost. Even domestic lounges, like the Plaza Premium Lounge in Vancouver, cost $62 Canadian for just 2 hours. Now, if you're traveling as a family of 4, that is almost $250. And we didn't want to pay that. So just 2 weeks before our trip, we quickly found out how to get free access to airport lounges around the world. And there are a few Canadian credit cards that can do that. And these credit cards don't require you to have an extraordinarily high income or pay a crazy $500 in annual fees. In case you're not familiar with the world of airport lounges, here's a quick overview. Otherwise, just skip ahead. There are many different networks of airport lounges, but the ones with the most coverage of lounges are the Priority Pass with over 1,300 lounges and Dragon Pass with over 1,200 lounges. That also includes Plaza Premium lounges that have over 100 lounges in Canada. And in this video, we're going to talk about credit cards that give you free access to lounges covered under the Dragon Pass, which covers pretty much the whole world. If you know your transit airport already, you can head over to the Dragon Pass website and check if there's a lounge covered under the Dragon Pass network. So there are several credit cards in Canada that give you completely free access to these airport lounges. And the reason that I stress completely free here is that there are some credit cards that give you membership to these lounges. But then when you look at the fine print, it will tell you that you will still need to pay $32 US per person when you visit the lounge. So not really free. And when it comes to MasterCard versus Visa, they differ quite a lot in their airport lounge access. Most Master credit cards give you membership to Dragon Pass, but do not give you free access to the lounges. There's only one Master credit card, as far as I know, that actually gives you 4 free complimentary passes to these lounges, which is the BMO Ascent World Elite MasterCard. But you have far more choices when it comes to Visa branded credit cards. Most Visa Infinite Privilege cards, and you can check if you have one of those, will give you free airport lounge access, but many of them come with a ridiculously high annual fee. So here are some credit card options that I think give you the best deal when it comes to airport lounges. These 2 next cards from CIBC give you 4 free airport lounge visits. The CIBC Aventura Visa Infinite card, for which the minimum annual income requirement is $60,000 or $100,000 for a household. And then there's also the CIBC Aventura Gold Visa card, which is great for low to medium income earners because the income requirement is just $15,000. The annual fee for both cards is $139, but currently the first year's fee is waived. So you're practically getting 4 free airport lounge visits for $0 in the first year. And then there are 2 other credit cards that give you 6 free airport lounge visits. The Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite card with an annual fee of $150 per year and minimum annual income requirement of $60,000 or a minimum household income of $100,000. And also the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Business Card with an annual fee of $199. And then there are also other options like the RBC Avion Visa Infinite Privilege Card and the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege Card, but these have annual fees of $399 and $599 respectively, which kind of defeats the purpose of wanting to save money, unless you can benefit from these credit cards otherwise. If you get one of the first 4 cards that I mentioned, you can potentially save a lot of money on your trips. Let's say you are traveling and you have an 8-hour-long layover at, let's say, Changi Airport. Wrong example here. Changi Airport is so comfortable, so you probably don't need an airport lounge. Let's take London Heathrow, for example. 6 hours in this lounge for 2 adults cost £150, which is $267 Canadian. Just by using the lounge once, you'd already make back almost twice your annual fee. Now you might be wondering how to actually get free access to those airport lounges. So in this video, we'll walk through that step by step. The card that we got was the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Privilege card, which gives us 6 free visits. So I'm going to use this as an example, but it should work the same way with any other of these cards. And a very important note here, I'm sure most of you already know this, but make sure that you only use a credit card as a tool to save money and not get yourself into long-term debt. Never use credit cards to spend beyond your means, and make sure that you always pay off the balance before its due date so you don't have to pay any interest. This video, by the way, is not sponsored by any of these credit cards, but if you're like me and you're traveling, you might have a similar problem, which is to fit all of your stuff in a small carry-on bag. By the way, guys, every time I travel, I make it a point to travel really light because I find that way I'm just much more flexible, but I still want to make sure that I always have all the stuff that I need with me. So during my trip to Jakarta, I actually brought these little containers here to put my shampoo, body wash, conditioner, face wash, etc. in these. They're really great. They're squeezable, and surprisingly they didn't leak at all. And I got these on Amazon, so just in case you're looking for something like that, you can go to the descriptions and check these out, as well as all my other great finds on Amazon. Now let's move on to how you can get free access to those airport lounges. First of all, of course, you need to apply to one of those credit cards I mentioned and get approved. In our case, we already had Scotiabank credit cards, so all we needed to do was to upgrade to the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Privilege card. We applied completely online, and it took us less than a week for the card to arrive in our mailbox. So after you receive your credit card, next you just need to sign up on this page, the VisaAirportCompanion.ca. So at this point, you might be wondering, how is Visa Companion connected to Dragon Pass and Plaza Premium Lounges? The Visa Airport Companion program is basically Visa's airport lounge program. It is powered by Dragon Pass, which is an airport lounge provider established in China. And Dragon Pass covers 1,300 lounges worldwide, including over 150 Plaza Premium lounges and even more than 1,000 restaurants. And you could get Dragon Pass on its own, but the cheapest membership plan would cost you $99 or about $137 Canadian, and you'd only get one free pass, with an additional pass costing you almost 50 Canadian dollars. So if you're planning to do more than 2 visits, it might be worth getting one of those credit cards that give you 4 to 6 free lounge visits. So you sign up to Visa Airport Companion and you'll be asked for your Visa card details. And once you're done, you'll get a confirmation email. And then you can log into your Dragon Pass account. And below here, you can see how many complimentary or free visits you get. Here we have 4 left because we used 2 already. And you can look at the lounges you visited over here. Here, for example, we went to the IGA lounge in Istanbul, and you can see that we actually paid nothing for it. Nothing was charged for it. And when you go to benefits here, you can check out other promos like a 10% discount at Mill Street Brewery Pub at Pearson's Airport. And of course, you can browse all the other airport lounges covered by Visa Airport Companion. Next, when you go traveling, you simply go to the lounge reception and present your Dragon Pass. We haven't tried this for Plaza Premium lounges, so for those you might need to book in advance. But for the IGA lounge in Istanbul we visited, we didn't need to book. At the check-in counter, they did ask us to leave our boarding passes for security and verification purposes, but also to make sure that we wouldn't overstay, as the free visit is valid for 4 hours. And then we stepped in and it was wonderful. We ate at the buffet, had Turkish tea and coffee. We napped in this rest area over here that had very comfortable chairs. We also had some wine over here, and yes, alcohol was also included in free. There was even a shower, but we didn't use it. And of course, the facilities will be different depending on the exact lounge that you go to. And once we were done, we just checked out by showing our passports, and then we got our boarding passes back. Now, one question here is is it worth it to get a new credit card just to get free airport lounge access? And I think that it really depends on how much you plan to use it. The 4 credit cards I mentioned earlier have an annual fee between $139 to $150, so you just gotta compare that against the value that you think you're getting. So I'd recommend you to first list down all your travel destinations this year, or travel destination if it's one. Look at where you're going to transit, for how long, and where you'll likely need an airport lounge. And then check how much the regular price for entry to these airport lounges is. I think that it's worth getting a new credit card if 1, the expense for your planned airport lounge visits exceeds the annual fee. And 2, if you can also benefit otherwise from this credit card, for example, by earning more cash back or more air miles. With the Scotiabank Passport card, for example, you can earn scene points, as is the case with other Scotiabank cards as well. So when you buy groceries, you earn points. So the next time when you buy groceries again, you can redeem those points and save money. When you first sign up for a new credit card, many credit cards also give you bonus points that you can redeem for groceries or for traveling. So check if it's worth it for you specifically and if it makes sense financially. And when you get a new credit card, you might also consider closing one or even several of your old credit cards that are not as useful to you, so you don't need to monitor so many. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video and also consider subscribing and hit the notification bell to get more videos from me in the future. Enjoy the summer, guys, and I'll see you soon in the next one.